and it just came to my head. Yeah, just came to my head. So as the spirit leads. So I want us to do a project with AdventureWorks. If you guys can remember, I think I sent a YouTube video. I did a YouTube video where I showed how to install the AdventureWorks 2019 database into your Microsoft SQL Server. So if you've not done that, I think probably this is an opportunity for you to do that, because I think I'll keep coming back to it. Okay, good. So now I want us to focus on the project now. Okay, so now let's say, for example, I want to give us a case study on this particular. I'm going to walk us through this stuff. Even me right now, the picture is not clear for me entirely, but we'll do something. Okay, so let's say, for example, say we want to work on a case study that talks about maximizing profitability through customer segmentation and product strategy. So I'm just going to say this is an in-depth analysis using AdventureWorks 2019. Okay. Now, this is our case study. Okay. So we want to look at how this is for a business. Okay. This is for the business. I want to look at how to maximize the profitability for that particular business through customer segmentation and product strategy. Now, we would look at a business scenario. Now, say AdventureWorks is a global bicycle manufacturing company. I need you guys to listen carefully, okay? AdventureWorks is a global bicycle manufacturing company, and this company has been experiencing a slow decline in net profit margin over the past 2 years. Okay, so over the past 2 years, follow me closely. Despite maintaining fairly steady sales volume. Now, the executive team suspects that the inefficient customer targeting, product overstocking, and inefficient marketing strategies may be responsible for this slow decline in profit margin. Now, they've asked the analytics team, which is us, to conduct a deep and focused analysis on the following objectives. Okay. Now, this is our primary objective. The primary objective of this analysis is to identify the most, follow me closely. So identify the most and least profitable customer segments and products, evaluate sales trends, and recommend, this is out of the line. Okay, and recommend targeted strategies to improve profit margins by at least 10% in the next fiscal year. Now, you see, this is how a real world project. This is how it looks like. Okay, this is the analysis you do in real world. This is the phase it's gonna take. Okay, so they've asked us to identify the most and least profitable customer segments and products. Okay, and we should evaluate the sales trend and recommend targeted strategies to improve profit margins by at least 10%. You see, we have a quantifiable metric, a quantifiable goal in the next fiscal year. Okay, so we have a very, very good target. Now, so first thing, we'll break down these objectives down. You see how I am breaking everything down. Now, let me explain something to you. You see, in analysis or when analyzing data, the first thing you should always do is to first of all understand the objective of the analysis. Okay, you should understand the objective of the analysis. You should understand the problem statement or the problem that you want to solve or the questions that you want to answer. Okay, we understand that we want to identify the most and least profitable customer segments and products, and we want to evaluate the sales trend and recommend targeted strategies to improve profit margins by at least 10% in the next fiscal year. Okay, now let's break everything down. One, we understand that first of all, we need to segment the customers. Now, you see, this is the part of SQL that most people find difficult. You understand? Like I told you guys, or if you may have listened to me before, you understand that I tell you that I divide SQL into two parts. I divide SQL into logic and I divide SQL into syntax. The syntax is easy, but you see the logic. Now, the logic is this part where we are right now, where we are trying to break down a business problem that has been given to us by a company into something that can be solved by SQL. You understand? So this right here is the problem statement. Now we want to break it down so that we want to break it into manageable steps where we can use SQL codes to solve these particular problems. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to segment the customers by geography. Okay, we want to break down customers. We want to understand customers by geography. That is where they are making their purchase from. And let's also segment them by purchasing behavior. Okay, how do they purchase from us? What type of way do they make their purchase? And demographics. Okay, let me just say, and demographics. Then another thing we want to also understand is we want to analyze profitability per product category, and also for individual products. Okay, so again, we also want to investigate. We are going to also investigate the seasonal trends and other patterns. Then we would evaluate the sales reps performance. Okay, so remember this analysis, they asked us to do a deep analysis. Okay, so we want to make sure we capture all of the scenarios that are involved here. Okay, and then we also try to assess the inventory turnover and flag slow moving products. You see, all of these things is just to make sure that this business or this company remains profitable. So we are looking at it holistically. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do after we understand this is to recommend marketing and product bundling strategies. And then, yeah, I think this is good for now. So I've broken down these particular objectives into practical steps. Okay, so into 6 different steps. Now, are we on the same page? So far, so good. Do you guys understand me? Yes. Am I confusing you?
No. We're good.
All right. Okay. Now, this is the time where we would go deep down. Okay? Deep down. So now, let's look at the database. Okay? So when you come to the AdventureWorks, you see the tables on this part of the screen. You understand? So you see all of the tables right here. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. So these are all of the tables right here. So these are the tables we're going to be using. Okay, so now I'm going to try to list out all of the tables that I think that we should be using. Okay, I really don't know. I really don't know, but I think I'm just going to be explaining the tables. I'm just going to be telling you the tables we use depending on the problem that we want to solve. Okay, good. So the first analysis that we want to do is going to be the customer segmentation. Okay, segmentation. Okay, now, and the goal of this particular of doing customer segmentation, when we talk about segmentation, what are we talking about? Anybody? Segmentation. Anybody? When we say customer segmentation, what are we talking about? Customer segmentation.
Grouping based on criteria and kind of forming personas.
Okay, or segments, you understand? Okay, good. So what we want to do here is we want to understand which customer segments drive the most revenue and profits. Okay, good. So we understand that this is what we want to do. So we want to understand what we want to do in customer segmentation is that we want to understand which customer segments drive the most revenue and the most profits. Okay, good. So if we want to do customer segmentation, then obviously you know that we need a table that is called customers, a table that is called a person, address, or whatever it is. Okay, well, no problem. So I think we also need to perform an analysis that is called RFM analysis. RFM analysis basically means recency, frequency, and monetary how do I spell monetary again? Sorry, my brain is blank.
NETARE.
NETARE.
M-O what?
MONETARY.
Thank you. Sorry, my brain blanked. All right. So recency, frequency, and monetary analysis. Now, you see what this analysis does is that now one way that we are able to know how valuable a customer is largely depends on how recent they've made a purchase from us, how frequent they make a purchase from us, and how much money they spend making a purchase from us. I don't know if you guys understand. We say RFM analysis. You want to know how recent, how frequent, and the amount of money a customer spent. That is going to tell you what type of customer each of your customers are. I don't know if you guys are getting where I'm coming from. Now, you see this part of the SQL, this part that I'm talking about now is not the part you learn by understanding what is select and what is that. This is data analysis in depth. You understand, okay? So one way to categorize how valuable a customer is to your business is to know how recent they've made purchase from you, how frequent they make purchase from you, and the amount of money they spend on you. And with this now, we would identify high value customers and one-time buyers. True or false? True or false?
True.
With this, we would identify people that are high value, people that we need to like make them happy, people we need to like reach out to, and people that are one-time buyers. You get? So good. We understand this part. Now, I want us to dive deep into the analysis first of all. Okay? I want us to go into the analysis. Now, customer segmentation. This is going to contain a group of analysis. The first analysis I want to ask, or the first question we want to answer here is, who are our top 10 customers by total sales revenue? This is one of the first questions you want to understand. Okay, so with this, we would identify the high value customers for loyalty and targeted promotions. You understand? It is very, very easy. This is normal business. If you identify your high value customers, you would try to look for ways to keep them loyal, and there are certain things that you would target to those particular customers. You understand? Now, let me ask you a question. Say, for example, if you have a customer, say, for example, you have a store where you sell groceries, okay, and you happen to sell banana and you happen to sell granite, okay? Now, I'm speaking as a Nigerian. If you have a customer that is always coming to buy banana from you, if you want that customer to buy more things from you, what product would you be recommending to that particular customer next?
Water.
Is it water? How many people have you seen that buy banana that goes to buy water next? You, as an average Nigerian, if you buy banana,
Granite.
what's the next thing you're looking for?
Granite.
Granite.
So you want to target, you know that this person buys banana. The next thing you are looking for is how to make sure that that person buys banana. The moment they buy banana, they supplement it with granite again, so that the combo will go very well. It's just Nigerian stuff, I guess. All right, so that is for that. Okay. Now, you see, now let's look at the stuff. Okay, you see, we have a whole lot of table here. We have a whole lot of table, and picking the right table that solves your problem may also be one of the issues beginners will face when working with AdventureWorks database. Okay, but we're going to do this carefully and the most logical way possible. Okay, now the question is, who are our top 10 customers by sales revenue? Now, what table here? So what table do we need? What table do we need, first of all, to solve this problem that says, who are our top 10 customers by sales revenue? What table do we need?
Our customers.
I think I'm going to need to.
So we need a table
Customer
that has
table.
customers.
Something that has the
And a
sales
table that contains
performance.
sales.
And a table that contains sales. Okay, good. Sales. Impressive. So we understand these two things. We want to solve the problem that says, who are our top 10 customers? We know that what we should be looking for are customers and sales. So we know that everything here is talking about sales. So we want to look at the sales schema. You understand? So the part of the data that talks about sales. Now, from this, can you see a sales schema that contains customer? Yes or no?
I think it's the sales reason or sales
Under the
person.
currency rate.
No. There's a table here that
So sales of
says
customer under currency rate.
Sales person.
Good. So we have sales dot customer. Okay. So this is talking about customers that were sold to. Now, to get the sales or to know the revenue, it is going to be between this order detail and order header. So let's check the order header. Let's check the columns inside of the order header. So inside of the order header, you would see that we have, okay, purchase order number, sales order number, amount, tax amount. Okay, I think this is where the monetary values of the sales, this is where it's contained. Let me see these other details. Okay. I think we'll use the
So I think we'll use both.
I think we'll use the sales.customer and the sales.order header. Okay, good. So now we would join these different tables together. Okay, we need to join these different tables together. Okay, so to get our top 10 customers by total sales revenue. Okay, now you want to join a table. So the first table is going to be the customers table, obviously. Okay, and let me look at the customers table again. The table you always have in the from is usually the table with the primary key, customer ID. So there's customer ID in sales.customer. Let's see if we have customer ID as a foreign key in sales order header. So when you check the sales order header, I think we also have a customer ID
customer
that is
ID.
a foreign key.
Yeah.
Good. That is connecting this sales order header to the
To
sales.customers table. Okay. So we would say from sales.customer, I'm going to give this an alias of C. Okay. An alias in SQL stands for also known as. Okay. So we want SQL to recognize this entire table as the letter C. Okay. So I'm going to join this particular customers table to the sales dot sales order header. So sorry, this thing is not suggesting for me because I have not asked it to select. Okay, so this is sales dot order header. Let me just call it SOH. Okay, that is sales order header. Good. Now the next thing that SQL is going to ask me is it's going to ask me where is this join happening. Okay, so I'm going to say on. So what is the table with the primary key?
C.customer ID.
So that would be C.customer ID equal to SOH.customer ID. Okay, and then we enter. Good. So we've joined the two tables together. Now we need to now select what we have to select. Okay, so first thing, we want to select top 10. And in SQL Server, we use top, not limit. We use top. Okay, so select top. So I would say C.customer ID, comma, and then I'm going to do a calculation now. Okay, so this total, there's a column called total due. Okay, that is the amount of money that a customer paid. You understand? Okay, so I'm going to sum this from this table, SOH dot total due as total sales. Okay, from now, since we have selected a column that is not in an aggregate function, it means that we need to group by. Okay, so we would group by. What column are we grouping by? What column here is not contained inside of an aggregate function?
Customer ID.
Customer ID.
That would be the customer ID from. So we would say C dot customer ID. Okay, and we would order by the total sales.
Total sales.
In descending order if we want to get the highest value. You understand? So I'm going to highlight this and then I'm going to click on execute. As you can see, it has returned the top 10 customers by the total sales. Now you see there's no customer name here because the customer name was not stored inside of the customers table. But if we want to get the name of the customer that has this particular ID, then we have to introduce another table. Okay, so I'm going to introduce another table so that it will be understandable for you guys, so that you guys will be seeing the customer, their name. So I just copied down this code. So I'm going to add another particular table. So anything that has to do with details about persons that are inside of this table is found in the person.person table. You understand? So when you check the columns, you would see that we have the person table here. Okay. So I'm just going to join it. I'm just going to do a very, very easy join that you may not understand, but just follow me closely. So I'm going to add another join here. I'm going to add another join here. So I will say
join
person.
The person.
I'm going to give this an alias of P. on hold on, let me see something. Give me a sec.
I don't think he has customer ID.
All right,
Person ID
you
is
see,
there.
Person ID.
you see, there is a table that is linking this particular table together to this one.
A
You
column.
understand? So it is, yes, there's a column. Okay, so I'm gonna say on C dot ID import
Person ID.
P dot. What is the primary key inside of this
Person
table?
ID.
That would be business.
There's nothing you have person ID.
It is not called person ID in this table. It is called business entity
Business
ID. So I'm gonna call it P dot business entity ID. Okay. So now in my select, I have to change the things that have been selected there. So now I'm gonna select top 10 customers. So now I want to get, now I want to get the first name and the last name. So first name, there's first name, there's last name, okay?
First name.
So I'm gonna say P dot.
P dot first name.
First name.
Sorry, that's not the way first name is here.
Camel case FI.
First name. So I'm gonna say plus. I want to join it. I want to join the two names. I want to join the first name and the last name together, so that I'm gonna call it full name. Okay. So I'm gonna add space. Yes, I'm gonna add space here, and then I'll put another plus again,
Last name.
and I'll say P dot
Last name.
last
name.
I'm gonna call it as full
name.
Full name.
Why don't you include
Okay.
the
I realize I'm seeing that there's so much difference between this one and MySQL. Like the way this
Of
thing
course.
happens.
Different
Oh my God.
DBMS, different interface, different way.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, actually. A little bit different.
Because I'd
Okay.
have to use limit instead of top 10. I'd have to use concatenate instead of what you just did.
Of course.
Right?
No,
I'm
no.
learning.
In my
I think this is
SQL,
simpler
you
now.
could
It's
also
not-
use the
You
plus
can
sign.
use plus
not
too,
hard to
actually.
Oh,
Yeah, the
really?
plus sign also concatenates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
You can use the plus, you can use the plus sign, you can
Operator
use the
or
and,
function.
you can use the and sign as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So then on the group by, since we've selected a couple more stuff inside of this, we also need to update the group by. And in SQL, we cannot use the alias to group by in SQL.
To group.
You cannot group by alias. Okay. And that
Yeah,
is according to the rules of the order of execution of SQL, because in the order of execution of SQL, this is the first line of code that SQL is going to read, followed by this one, and then by this one. So SQL has not yet read this all of this line. So it does not know what this alias is. You get? So that is why it is this way. So we need to add a comma, and then we need to get, I'll get this first name, yeah, comma, and then I'll get this, and then I'll paste it. Okay. So I'm going to highlight this time around, and then I'm going to execute. Perfecto. You see, we now have the highest, the most valuable customers, okay, by the total amount of money that they've, the total revenue, sales revenue, okay. So with this, if I copy this and let's say, for example, let me open Microsoft Excel. If we put it in and then we could make a visual, we could do a quick visualization, or put it into perspective. Okay. So let's say, for example, I could highlight, sorry, let me undo this. Let me copy it again. Copy with headers. Okay. And I'm going to paste it like this. And I'm just going to visualize. Okay. Let me use conditional formatting, data bars. Let me use color scales like this. Okay. Let me remove the grid lines. So
how are you doing this on Excel already?
I'm not teaching you Excel. You
No,
understand?
like how did you take it to Excel so fast?
You have to copy it now.
Guys, I'm not teaching you Excel.
You just
I just
copy and
copied
paste
it.
You just
So we
copied it.
change this. we change this to if we change this to currency, let me bring it closer to you guys so that you will see.
You pay
Okay.
for full stack to learn Excel.
So now, given this, what would be your analysis? Given the total sales and having seen the cost, what would be your analysis on this?
So our
I think we
we
have
are
to do
getting
more. Have to
I
do
think we
more
should
analysis.
visualize it. So let's visualize it first. Maybe using column chart or bar chart.
All right. No, there's no need to visualize. This is very, very clear enough
the
for
same
you.
thing
Your
we are
eyes could
getting. The
saw the
data
pattern.
point are there.
Yes,
I mean,
the data points are here. You could see that the most valuable customer we have here is his name is Roja Harui. And as you can see, the customer has spent over close to $1 million in revenue to our business. You understand? So now that we have these 10 most profitable customers, if it was your business or considering your position as an analyst, what would you do to keep these particular customers happy and to keep them coming back? Since you know that these customers are very, very valuable to your business, how do you keep their loyalty and how do you make them come back always to come and make a purchase from us? Again, the first thing you want to do always is before you think like an analyst, think like a business owner. You understand?
that one, yes.
Before you think like an analyst, think like a business owner, because anybody who is going to hire you as an analyst is going to be bringing you for either of these reasons. Either they want you to help them improve their profits, they want you to help them reduce their losses, they want you to help them optimize their processes, they want you to help them automate their processes. If it is not any of these reasons, nobody needs any data analyst. So any data you're analyzing or any analysis that you're doing that is not directly doing any of these things, you are doing rubbish. I hope you understand. So yeah. So what would you do? Indulge me, guys.
So for me, I think
giving
the
incentive. Maybe discount.
Discount.
I think
Uh-huh.
for me, I would
You
get to
see,
know the type of product they buy, so I can advertise it more to them and
be very, very
get
specific
some.
and be very, very detailed, because in analysis, details matters.
Okay. I will give incentive.
I will try to give some kind of a discount to my high value customers. Like this top 10, I'll give them certain discounts or do a certain promo for them.
Yes, discount or loyalty rewards. Yes,
loyalty or rewards program.
yes, that is impressive. That is impressive. Okay. This is a good one. This is a good start. I think you guys understand where we want to go and what we want to do. You understand? So be saving it, be keeping it to one side, because you guys are going to finish this analysis on your own. So these are the things I want to see by the time you're done with your analysis, where you say this is what you need to do in details, proper details, things you need to do. Okay. So I think that is that. Let me move forward on this. Okay. So you see, we've done our first analysis. We understand who our top 10 customers are by total sales revenue. You understand? So we've identified our high value customers for loyalty and targeted promotions. Okay, good. Perfecto. So now the other thing we want to understand is we also remember we are doing customer segmentation. We are trying to understand our customers very well. Okay. So one thing else, I think the next thing we need to do is we also need to understand what are the total number of customers in each country or region. You understand? So we want to understand where our customers are coming from. You want to know if your customers are Nigerians, if your customers are Australians, okay? And for these different customer segments, you want to offer them something that is very, very unique, special to them, to their culture, to the way they live, I know you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so with this, we are looking to segment the customers geographically. Okay, we are looking at segmenting the customers geographically. Okay, all right, so we'll do that. Now, to segment the customers into their different geographic regions, obviously, we know that we need the customers table. Yes, we know that. We need the customers table. We also need the sales order header table. Yes, that is the table we need. Then we also need so we need the customer's address. Okay, so that will be on the person. So we have person.address, we have person.country region, yes, and state province. Okay, so let's just work with this one. So we get the person address, the person's country region, and their state province. Okay, so we understand, we want to know if there are high density regions that can be targeted for localized marketing or regional sales campaign. You understand? So good. So let's jump right into that. Okay, so how do I do this? Where do we start from? Okay, give me a sec. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to join the tables. Okay, same thing.
Yes.
So I'm going to select from sales dot customers. I'm going to give it an alias of C, and then I'm going to join that customers to sales order header. Okay, and then I'm going to call it SOH, and this join is going to be happening on C.customer ID equal to
customer ID.
Equal
to SOH dot
customer ID.
customer ID. Okay, so we also need to do another join. Okay, so let's first, before any other thing, let's see if we can join the address.
Check the table.
Yeah, let's check the person.address. So we check the column. So you see we have
Address ID.
Okay, we have address ID. Okay, now let's go to the sales order header table. Let's see if we can find this, something that can link the address to the address table. So we have build to.
Why don't you join?
Let's use build to, you understand, because this is literally pointing to this particular address too. You understand? It is pointing to this address. That is where the bill is being sent to. It is still on the person's address. Okay, so we will say person dot address. We join the person dot address. We give it an alias of A on, let me use SOH build to address ID equal to A dot address ID. Okay, so we've joined that. We also need to perform another join again. So I said we could add the state province. So let me see the state. Yes, and state province. So we have state province ID.
Is a foreign key in the address.
State province ID. So is a foreign key in the address table, yes?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, okay, yes, that's true. Yes, that's true. Okay, good. Very easy then. Person dot state province. I'm gonna call it SP. Okay, and this join is gonna be happening on A dot state province address equal to, you could join it anyhow. You could add the foreign key first, automatic key later. yes, you could join it anyhow. The join happens, you could make it anyhow
Things
you
talk
want
to
it.
each
Okay.
other.
Yes. So they would definitely figure themselves out. Okay. So but this is equal to state province ID. And then the last join. So that would be person dot country region. Okay.
Country region,
I'll
yeah.
call that CR on. So where is country region? So state province, there is country region code.
As foreign
Yes.
key, yeah.
Country region is
Then where is the country region
a
table?
foreign key.
Up. Yeah, person dot country
So
region, yeah.
so there's country region code too. Okay. So that's settled. That's settled. So that would be on SP dot country region code equal to CR dot country region code. Okay. Perfect, dude. This is so good. Okay. So now this is time to select what we want to select. So I'm gonna get the country region name. The country region name will give us the name of the country where that particular customer is. And then I want to count the number of customers that are in each particular region. You understand? You know that we want to see the density of customers. Okay.
Based on the region.
Because like I told you, high density regions can be targeted for localized marketing or regional sales campaign. Okay. So I'm going to do a count,
customer
but
ID.
I'm going to make it distinct. Okay. Because I want to get only unique. I don't want duplicates. Okay. Because if two customers appears twice, or if there are duplicate values or duplicate customers, yes. So we need to count it distinct. Okay. Unique. Okay. So I'm going to get C dot customer ID. Okay. So I'm going to count the customer ID as I'm going to call this customer count. Okay. From sales. Now, because we have an aggregate function here, and we have a column that is not contained inside of an aggregate function, we need to have a group by. Okay. So we need to group by CR dot name. Okay. And then we would order by the customer count. So we want to see the region that has the highest customer count. So that would be ordering it in descending order. Okay. So I'm going to highlight all of these and then I'm going to execute. Perfecto. Can you see that we have 6 different countries here? We have the United States that has 8,210 customers, Australia with 3,625 customers, United Kingdom with 1,951 customers, France with 1,844 customers, Germany with 1,182 customers, and Canada with 1,677 customers. Now, if you are a business owner and you have this analysis, this new knowledge of your business, what would you do? What would you do?
First of all, I'll start a targeted
I run more ads to United States.
Sadiq,
targeted
who was
campaign
speaking first?
I said I will.
Who was speaking? Someone was
I
speaking
run
first.
more ads to United States. Okay.
I'll do a targeted ads on United States, Australia, and United Kingdom, targeting the specific my customer in that particular region. I'll probably do a further analysis to understand the regions, the province, and then run a targeted ads around that place.
Okay. That is not bad. That's good. That's good. Okay. Any other person? Yes, Sadiq.
Actually, that's what I want to say, bro. Let me see if I can find another thing to say. Like, no, that's what I wanted to say. So,
So for me, the top state, just more like what he has said, I'm just going to hopefully double down on most of what I'm doing that is working. Of course, I have to figure out why it is working. And I think another thing I have to pay attention to is the fact that United States and Canada are of close proximity. They are of North America. So I would also want to wonder why Canada is performing so low. I still want to pay a bit of more attention to that. Why United States is working so well and Canada is working so low. Maybe I do a bit of, I have to boost visibility of our product or do like sort of like partnership, something more to understand why Canada is so low, if United States is this high.
Yeah, would we consider population density of these nations like normally, like normal population density?
Yes,
Seeing that, I think given
I
all
think
of
we
the
have to
countries that are
find, but
here,
like a population ratio, just an amount of, like
if
find a ratio of
if we shall,
total population and the amount of customer we get from there, before we can conclude whether it's doing well or not.
Well, I think
if we visualize this,
I
you see that
agree, but
there's if we visualize this, you see that the United States is so far ahead of the rest, and we have to like do more analysis to see why that is. So, but if from number 3 to number 6, they are on almost the same range, and then United States is very far ahead. So I think I'll do
yeah,
more analysis
like
to see why.
yeah,
Can I say
what I'm
something,
saying,
please?
that's what I'm saying, that
well, I think that's
do
why
we
he's talking
have
about
to,
population
yeah,
density.
do we have to consider the population of the countries itself?
Yes,
You understand?
yes.
Given that United
Yes,
States
it's
is
actually
way,
very important
is
for us to consider the
is
population.
almost more populous than all of these
And
countries
everybody
combined
combined.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So
And that's the
that may be
reason
something
Trump
we
is
want to
giving
consider.
more. That's more reason Trump is giving more tariff on other countries because he knows that he has the market.
It don't come. It don't come. It don't come.
Yes, population density is important.
Politicize the analysis.
Yes, politicize the analysis. All right.
We have to compare
All
this
right.
with the
Thank you so much.
population. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think I will take a hold on the, I don't want to go into this RFM analysis. I don't want to go into it. It's going to take us a while. So I think I'll just focus on the
But can we do
other.
at least maybe on the frequency? Let's
You say
just have a
what?
look on it. I think can we do maybe analysis on the frequency? We should just have a look on it.
Just the frequency?
Yes, just the frequency. Since we already done analysis on revenue, so I think
for this CRM market, that's bad. For this camp.
Please, if you are not adding, please mute your mics, I beg.
I be clown. I be taking that the other day. I don't know why I'm in branch.
I'm gonna kick this person out of this class. All right. So what did we?
So someone was saying you should, even if it's just the frequency.
Yes, since we already work on revenue, I think that gives us the monetary part. So if we work on frequency, give us like more view and can draw more conclusion and give more recommendation with frequency and monetary.
And I think recency can still be done based on the other data and the timing of all of us. So I think.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if we can do something. Okay, so okay. Thinking of something. I'm thinking of how I would structure this stuff.
It is going to be complex. Can we just CTE?
Yes.
Just to break it down.
Okay, I'm gonna use a CTE. I'm gonna use a CTE to do this now. Okay. So
this is interesting.
So I'm gonna say first of all, now I want to structure this in some kind of way. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna get the base RFM first of all. Okay. So I'm gonna call this first CTE base RFM as, then I'm gonna open up a bracket. Then I'm gonna select from sales.customer. Just follow me closely, because if you don't open your eye, you'll be lost here. Okay, so let me do the join complete. So I need to join the customer. I'm gonna give this an alias of C, like always. So I'm joining it to the sales order header which we've called SOH time after time on c.customer ID equal to SOH.customer ID. Okay. So now this is where I'm going to select the things that we want to select. So I'm going to select c.customer ID, comma, and I'm going to get the maximum SOH dot order date. Let me see if there is an order date. Yes, there's an order date here. Okay, so I'm gonna get the as this is gonna be as last order date, comma, and then I'm going to get the count of SOH dot the sales order ID here. So sales order ID as frequency, and then I'm going to sum the SOH dot total due, the one we used before, to get the total revenue as monetary. Okay, good. So now we've established, I've tried to establish a base. So I'm going to group by here. I'm going to group by c.customer ID. So I've established the base RFM here. Okay, good. So now let's get the recency. Now let's calculate the recency. So I'm gonna say that oh, my brain is off. Recency calculation as, then I'm gonna open up a bracket. I'm gonna select everything, comma, from base RFM, which is this CTE, which is this temporary table that I've defined up there. And I'm going to use the dateDiff function to get the difference between two dates. Okay, so in days, I'm going to use the date part of this particular date from the last, starting from the last order date to hold on, let me see something. Let me check something from this particular table first. I want to see how it looks like. Select the from sales order header. I want to select the minimum order date. Let me see something. I want to confirm something first of all before I proceed. So the minimum is was in 2011 for the sales date. Okay. So let me check the max, which would be
2014.
2014. 3 years data. Okay. Okay.
So are we using date difference?
So I'm going to use the last known date, the last known transaction period in the data set, you understand, which is going to be 2014, June the 3rd. Like this. Okay, so remove one of these, comma. One of these.
So could we have used max? I'm just asking, could we have used max order dates?
Could I have used max?
Yeah.
You know, we've used max to get this last order date
Last
already.
order dates. Okay. Okay.
Recency. My logic is not very, very clear currently as of now. But
we are going there together. We are going there together. We are in this together.
Oh God, something is wrong somewhere.
The comma between last order date and the date.
After the last order date, I think there should be a comma there.
Comma between last order date and our string date.
Thank you so much.
Also, it is 30, not 3.
Oh, thank you so much. I told you guys that my brain is about to quench.
We are here together.
Okay, so I'm gonna close this bracket, and I'm also going to try to get the I think everything is good here. Let me
Yes.
continue, Charlie. Everything is good here. Okay. So now I'm gonna say I'm gonna call this one.
My network.
Is you people that said that we should do this, I was on my own. He said we should do
RFM.
RFM. So I'm gonna select everything to from recency. Recency calculation. Don't know why it is not giving it up.
I think because we've not run it, so it has not.
There's an error somewhere around here. So, but let me just look at this one more time again. Let me see if I'll get. So with base RFM as then this is my CTE, which has been properly defined, ending with a group by comma, obviously, yes. Recency calc as then I defined the stuff inside here. Last, is this correct? Last order date, yes, that's correct. From base RFM.
Please, can you check the joint customer ID? I think there should be space there. Is equal to?
No, you cannot
No,
have
this
space.
this is not. There's no problem. There's no problem there.
Oh, okay.
Let me see this. Let me remove that. Okay. So we are good here. No column was specified for column 6 of scored RFM. All right. Because I am not yet done. So select. So I need to select some columns. Okay. So now to get the recency. Okay. Have you guys worked with Windows function here? I will need to introduce Windows function, yeah? So I will use the end style. Over, and then I'm gonna order by recency in descending order as our score. So what this is gonna do is that the lower days is equal to better. And then I'm sending you guys down the river, but just follow me. Over order by, this time around is going to be frequency. I'm sorry.
Somebody said this is also SQL. This is SQL, my brother.
F score. So higher score.
This is the part they don't tell you about, but you're welcome.
Then monetary.
Order by money, yeah.
So there should be no descending order here, and there should be no descending order here. Okay, so higher amount is equal to better. Yes.
So the recency that will determine which one is coming.
Exactly.
First.
So let me close this and then
change the monetary to from R score to M score.
It should also be M score.
M score, yeah. After the morning tree, the alias
So
for the morning.
yeah, sorry, M
Yeah,
score. Thank you
and
so
score.
much. You guys should help me out with these things. My brain is like there are 1,000 lines passing inside
Yeah.
of my head right now. So segmented as I'm gonna open this up and then I'm gonna select everything from scored RFM, but I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna cast this R score as voucher
Okay.
plus I'm also gonna cast I'm gonna cast this. I don't even know if this logic that I'm writing is correct, but let's just keep going. As F score as voucher plus I'm also gonna cast the M score as voucher as I'm gonna call this as RFM. Good. Then I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna close this, okay? And then I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna select from this is the city. Oh shit. Oh, I need to do something else. From segmented. You guys will regret why you asked me to do this thing. Now, inside this select, I need to have a customer ID, comma, recency, comma.
Please check the city you used last segmented. The name, the city definition.
Thank you so
It's not
much.
well spelled.
Thank you. Segmented. Yes. Then I'm gonna cast
Recency, past.
monetary as decimal
Okay.
18,2 as monetary. Then R score,
I think there's one more
comma.
bracket. One more bracket in the cast.
Yes, thank you so much. One more bracket. Then there's gonna be the F score, comma, the
Whoever is lost,
score.
wait for the next question. This one is
RF and then RFM, yes, comma, okay. Okay, now I need to build a case statement. Okay, no, there is no need for now. First,
before we case, let's even see. Let's have a preview.
For now, first, yes. So I need to order by RFM. Hey, Chimo.
I been talking about. You say no, don't come here.
So
But
which one now?
it's good that we are here.
Let me execute first. Error day, we start the troubleshoot.
We'll debug tire.
From. So what happened to my from now? From Recency calc.
The comma after the M score.
Oh yeah, it's true. There's a comma after the M score.
After higher amount.
After the M score.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Because my eye don't confuse. I just see red everywhere. Oh wow. Okay. Hold on now.
Now let's go our results.
This thing has returned 19,119 results. Okay. I need to do something else. Let me do something else. I need to make it easier on the eye. So I'm just gonna copy it and paste it down here. Okay. So this is the one I pasted down. So this is the one where I'm gonna add a case statement. Okay. So I'm gonna say in the case when the RFM is equal to, so there is 11121144444 like this. Okay.
111
Oh,
is the
there's,
lowest.
yeah, there's even 44444 here. You see, you know why it was divided into different segments like this? I use this NTILE to divide it into four different segments. You understand? So if it is equal to 444 like this, then I want you to call them the best customers. And when the R score and F score is greater than 3, then call them loyal customers. You don't know what is going on here. And when the R score when R score,
F score.
no, something is wrong here. When the R score is equal to 4 and F score is greater than or equal to, equal to 3, then they are loyal customers. So now you see people that have been placed from the 3rd percentile above. I don't know if you guys understand. Now you see, there's something that is called quartile or percentile. You understand? Say for example, in the US, they say this student is in the top 99% of the class or 90% of the class or something like that. You know, all of those kind of stuff. So you divide it. Let's say for example, we have 100. Yeah, if we have 100 values or 100 customers here, if we divide them into 4 quartiles, they will be 25, 25, 25.
Yeah.
You get 25, 25, 25. Okay, so into equal parts. So persons that have been scored using this logic that we created up here, you understand? Using this logic that we created up here, persons that have been scored from 3 and above, and people that have recency
of 4,
we want to call them loyal customers. Okay. Then people that have an R score, which is the recency score that is equal to 4, and M score that is monetary, that is greater than or equal to 3, then call them big spenders. Oh God, SQL is too sweet, man. And when the R score is less than or equal to 2, and the frequency, we do for frequency now, then before we do for monetary again, and the F score is less than or equal to 2, and okay, let me add another condition, and M score
less than or equal to 2
is less than or equal to 2, then call them no.
So average or something.
That's how they do like this. M score is less than or equal to 2. Then we call them, let me call them at risk customers. Okay. So the system automatically plays.
attention to them.
If not put the 10 after M score, after equals less than
2.
Thank you so much. So the system will flag them as at risk customers. So we need to look at them very fast before we let them slip away from us. Okay. And then when the F score is equal to 4 and score is equal to 4 and score is equal to 4, then call them frequent high spenders. Yes. Else, classify every other person into others like this. Then we end our case statement as segment description. Jehovah. Okay. God, let this logic work, please. Please.
It has
Please.
worked. It don't work.
Okay. So now there's another way we could do this stuff. Okay. So let me copy this. Wait. Now you see it is returning 19,119 customers. That's a large number of customers to sift through or to like look through. Maybe we could add, we could just remove all of this stuff like this. Okay. We could remove all of this stuff here and we could add an aggregate function that counts everything, you understand, as total customers. So I want to have the total number of customers in each segmentation or in each segment. Good.
Sense.
So now I need to do the group by. And in SQL, when you group the case statement, or when you have a case statement and a group and an aggregate function, you copy all of the case statement up to this point like this, and you place
the alias
it.
Doesn't work.
No, you place it. The group by does not understand aliases, so you copy up to the end. That's all. You understand? So we highlight this again and execute. Hey!
Is it one in the other backlog because it's not contained in the analysis function?
Okay.
So I think
let me
that
just
one is not even.
let me just remove it. God, I beg. I don't want an error. All right. Good boy. Yeah. What should I group by? There's something I want to group this by. Let me group by total customers.
Total customers, yes.
Yes. So order by total customers in descending order. So now we would have more knowledge of what we are doing. This is the part of SQL that I want to be teaching you people, that I want you people to be discussing about. Perfecto. So the people we have in others category are actually much. There are about 7,604 of them. And our at-risk customers, that is customers who have an R score that is less than or equal to 2, a frequency score that is less than or equal to 2, and a monetary score that is less than or equal to 2. There are 4,255. Then our loyal customers, that is customers that have purchased from us more recent and they come more frequently. There are about 3,814 of them. And the frequent high spenders, these are the guys, they spend big money and they are frequent. Okay. Then the best customers are those guys. Oh, wow. And then we have big spenders, 206. So yeah, what would you do? This one is confusing you people. You people have not understood this one. You might probably need to go over this video again. But you people ask for RFM. This is RFM: recency, frequency, and monetary value. Okay, of customers.
Can
okay, so now
can you please zoom in so I can see all the code at once? I want to take a screenshot.
Okay, no, I'm gonna send it to you guys on the group chat. Okay, so don't bother about that. All right.
For us, I'm already doing video.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So now I think I'm going to try to move down to the next thing. And that would be product profitability analysis. Okay. Product profitability analysis. So I'm going to call this product profitability analysis. Okay. So the first thing we want to understand here is which product generated the highest and lowest total profits. You understand? So we want to understand profit. Do you want to understand the products that are profit drivers and loss makers? Okay, good. So if you find out certain products that are more profitable than the others, what would you do?
Firstly,
What would you do?
I would like to check on
can
the
recommend
profit
for
margin. Profit margin, how much is it generating compared to the profit before I can make my calculation on what to do.
Yeah,
And
actually,
then find out on cost too.
Yeah, profit margin. I will do this. I will break this into two. We'll do product, we'll do profit, and then we do profit margin. Okay, because profit margin is better than profit. You understand? Profit is just profit. Profit margin is profit after you've calculated the expenses that you spent to have that particular product, tax and every other thing. You understand? Okay. So good. So now we understand that first of all, we would need the product table. Okay, so we are done with the sales, all of these sales. So we need to go to the product table. So as you can see, there is production.product table. Okay, and so the other detail. Let me see. Okay, this has a link to the product table. So these are the two tables that we're going to use. Okay, perfecto. So I'm going to select from sales order detail. I'm going to call this SOD, and then I'm going to join the table to production dot product table, and then I'm going to call this table the P, and this join is happening on SOD dot product ID equal to P dot product ID. Okay, good. So now it's time for me to select. Okay, so first thing I want to select is obviously going to be the product name. Okay, so I'm going to select the product name, comma. So let me just call it as a product name. This name is more descriptive. Okay, then I'm going to sum. Okay, now to get the profit. Hold on.
I still need one more table.
No, we don't need any table, but let's look at this. So somebody should do a quick Google search for us. What is the meaning of line total? Okay. And then, yes, line total, line total, line total. Now, to get profit, what is the formula for profit? Considering that, okay, to get profit, we need to multiply the order quantity times the cost. Yes or no?
In product and sales context, a line total refers to the total cost of a single item or product.
The what?
Line total refers to the total cost of
the
a
total
single item.
cost
Of a single item.
Okay.
So it says it is calculated by multiplying the unit price by the quantity. Okay, that's becoming another statement.
So okay, we have unit price here. and then we have quantity, other quantity. So this, as you can see, this line total has already been computed. It is a
Yeah, it looks like a
calculation.
calculated column. Yeah.
Yes, so it has been calculated for us, but still on the product table, we need to have, okay, standard cost. What is standard cost? What is in terms of this? Yeah, please make a quick search again. What is standard cost? Research. Research is very important. Research is very important. What is standard cost? Now I am calculating the profit margin. Remember, now I am calculating, I want to calculate the profit margin. That's why I'm asking you guys of all of these things, because we need to make some deduction. Okay. But if I go, I just want to carry you guys along before, but if I'm to go by my logic, this is going to be SOD dot line total. Okay. So we get from line total, and then we minus whatever is in that line total, because you say the line total is the total cost of that particular stuff. So we minus it from SOD dot order quantity, and here it is QTY. I'm gonna times it times the P dot standard
cost, the
cost,
price.
and then this would be called total profit. This is the actual total profit. Yes, this is the actual total profit. So I'm gonna close the second bracket here. So this is the actual total profit, or the profit margin. You understand? Because we've minused some things here. Okay. Then I need to group by P dot the product name, and then I need to order by total profit in descending order. Okay. So you use ASC for lowest profits. If you want to calculate the products that have lowest profits, you change this from DESC to ASC. Okay. So if I highlight this and execute, okay. So Mountain Black 42. This is the product name. Mountain 200 Black 38. You know, this is a bicycle company. Okay, this is a bicycle company. They sell bicycle and bicycle accessories. You understand? So okay, so these are the products that generated. Okay, now if I copy this and change this from, we've seen the products that generated the most profits. If I change this to ASC, then we can see where we are having our losses from. You understand? By the time, wow, these products are incurring us losses. You see, we have them minus. We have them minus. We have them minus. Okay. From here, about 56 of them. 56 of them are giving us heavy losses. Okay. So we understand where the losses are coming from. Okay. So because products with negative or low profit should be reviewed. Okay. Is either we change the pricing strategy of those particular products or we bundle them. Either way, we understand that some products are causing us some losses here. Okay. Now I want to check the profit margin by the product category. Okay, not by individual product. Now by product category. Okay, we want to see where the category where the major profits and which one is more profitable. Okay, so I'm gonna select from sales dot sales dot sales order detail. I'm going to also call it SOD. And then I'm going to join that SOD to production dot product table. And I'm going to call that P. And this join is going to happen on SOD dot product ID equal to P dot product ID. Okay. Now, I think we also need to join another table because I want to look at category. Okay. So we have, should I use product category? I say I don't think product category does not have a direct link to the product table. Is there anything like product sub? Okay, there's product subcategory here. So columns. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do?
Product. Sorry, what are we doing?
Let me try something. Let me see if it's gonna work. Let me see if what I want to do is going to work. So this is product ID equal to product table. So I need to get the subcategory and category ID. So how do I join all of these tables together? Now, how do I join them together? How do I join them together? Well, okay. So let me just join the production dot product subcategory first of all. Product subcategory. Okay. I'm gonna call this PSC on let me see the product table. There should be a column. There should be a column in the
Something that
product
can
table.
join category and subcategory, one way or
Yes.
the other.
Okay.
A subcategory, yeah.
This is it. Inside of the product table, there's a product subcategory ID. Perfect. This was what was so
It
that
will
would
even
be
be
P.
almost impossible.
What was that?
I said it will be almost impossible to normalize product without something between product and
Yes.
subcategory and category.
Yes. So production dot product category. Now product category is being linked to the subcategory by this product category ID. So, so I'll call this PC on PSC dot product category ID equal to PC dot product category ID. That is it. Good. This join is not complete, yes? Equal to PSC product category sub. Protect your mental health too. So product category dot name. I'm gonna give it an alias of as a category name, comma, and then I'm gonna sum same thing with the same calculation we did before. SOD dot line total minus, then I open up a bracket here, SOD dot order quantity. We multiply that by P dot standard cost, and then I close it. Then I'm going to multiply this by profit margin because profit margin is always in percentage. You understand? So that will be 100.0, and then I'm going to say divide this by the sum of SOD dot line total. Okay, So this is gonna be no. I'm doing the wrong thing here. I'm doing the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm gonna run this. Okay, to 2 decimal places. To 2 decimal places. As so this is gonna be the percentage as let me call it as profit margin percentage. Okay, so but before that, there are other calculations I need to make as well, which I did not make before coming down here. So I need to sum everything that is here like this. I need to bring it because this is what is going to be called
as total
profit. Yes, that is the total profit. Okay, and then I need to sum the SOD dot line total. This is as total revenue. You understand? Revenue is different from profit. Profit is different from profit margin. Comma. Okay. Comma. Ah, jeez, my eyes, my head. So I'm gonna group by pc.name, and then I'm gonna order by profit margin, GF percentage. Yes, in descending order. Okay. God, let this work. I've done a lot of magic here. Perfect. So now, what will be your analysis here? What will be your analysis here?
numbers are so small to see, but
Which one be numbers are so small to see? Wait, now let me bring it to Excel for you now, so that I'll bold it for you now. So
I will bold this for you.
Ayana. So this is total revenue, and this I'll make it in currency. Okay, remember this is percentage. This is percentage. This is formatted as percentage. You understand? So this is 50%, 14%, 8%, 4%. You understand? Okay. So now the most profitable in total value is bikes. You understand? Is bikes. Bikes have about 7.9 million. Okay, with a total revenue of 94.65 million. Okay, and despite having the lowest profit margin at 8.38%, we understand that bikes generate a massive volume, making them the biggest driver of total profit in raw terms for this business. Okay, now let's look at the one with the highest profit margin percentage, which is the accessories, the categories, the accessories. Okay, now the accessories make up 50.03%. Okay, but their overall revenue is relatively small compared to bikes and the other ones. Okay, okay. Then for the clothing, we can see a profit margin of 14.57%, better than bikes and component. And I think this is something we could use to do promotional things. Then for the component, it has a total revenue of 11.8 million and a profit margin of 4.15%. I think it has high cost of goods. You understand? It has high cost of goods. Well, we need to focus most of our marketing on the accessories, given this analysis, accessories and clothing. Okay, that is if we want to bundle them because they will give us profit and they give us appeal. Then for the bikes, we need bikes for the volumes and upsells. You understand? I see that the bikes are generating most of the revenue here. You understand? I will leave you guys to do the rest. I've tried for you. Okay. So, but literally, that is basically what it looks like. You see how we are able to crunch these numbers, how we are able to make sense out of all of these things. Okay. We still have more analysis to do and we still have more things to do. But I think this is where I'm going to stop for now so that I'll allow you guys to try your hands on new stuff. Okay. Well, we need to do a couple of more stuffs. Okay. We've just done the customer segmentation and profitability analysis. Okay, so we need to also look at the sales trend and seasonality analysis. Okay, where we'll be able to ask what are the monthly sales trend for the past 2 years. Okay, on the data set. Okay, for the past 2 years. Okay, so we want to see how things have been going, and then we also want to answer in which months do sales peak. You see, this is the analysis you do in real world, so you need to take it very serious. Okay, and then we also need to do sales rep analysis. I told you guys about sales rep. Okay, so sales rep and regional performance, sales rep and regional performance. So we want to look at what are the total sales by sales rep. Okay, we want to evaluate the sales team effectiveness, if they're effective, because for any business that wants to grow very well, their sales team has to be the best. Okay, and which regions have the highest sales and profit. Okay, then after this we would like to see the inventory efficiency. Okay, because we really don't know where our problem is coming from, so we are looking deep into everything. So efficiency analysis. So the first question I want to ask is, what products are slow moving? That is, they are in inventory but have low sales. So we want to see those particular products. We could avoid overstocking those particular products or reduce the way we sell them. You understand? So we focus our energy on selling products that customers actually want instead of just buying things and keeping them and money is wasting. Okay, so yeah, so we could just do that. Yep. Okay, I think this is something we could do. Okay, if I see good work from you guys, that will be it. But if I don't see good work from you, I may consider it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to wrap it up for you guys on this one. Okay, so yeah.